Welcome to Ready, Set, Hunt. Whether you're an aspiring, new, or seasoned hunter, join us as we share our experiences and learn from other hunters around the country.
Are we recording? Are we live?
We're live.
Did you press the button?
I pressed the button.
Fantastic. It is it's fall. The temperature's changed. I just got back from my essentially kickoff retreat for the fall that I've been looking forward to all year. And we are in the week, 5 days from teal, goose,
Four days.
and dove opener. 4 days.
4 days. Opening week is here, everyone. Happy hunting season 2025.
Let's give a round of applause to conservation, hunting, adventure. Yeah, let's just do
Yep.
that.
Hats
Hey,
off to you guys.
I want to applaud those listening right now. You're part of this. You're part of the community. You're part of the team. Are your expectations big enough for this season? That's my question.
Ooh, and also, we should point out, for some of you, this might be your first hunting season. So congrats on that as well. That's super exciting. If you've decided that this year's the year that you're going to jump into hunting and you're going to give it a try, man, I hope you just have an awesome time. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a short episode today, just kind of talking about the start of the hunting season, some things to remember. We're going to go over some basics like that. But anyway, Chris, what are you most excited for?
I am excited. Man, so let me just, in less than a paragraph of context of where my heart and spirit and mind is at right now, coming back from this retreat with other men, definitely to unplug, but we were trout fishing in the mountains and to just in a very humble state and a very thankful state, which has just overloaded my awareness to be intentional with every moment and to be present. And I'm not bashful, but walk with the Lord and do that with character, integrity. And that leads into having a rifle or a bow in your hand, the power and gift of stewardship. You as a human can steward moments unbelievably with love and grace, or we can just literally screw up the world, which is the alternative. So, man, I'm expecting great things, great time, great conversation, and glassing and putting my eyes on a ton of game this season and having my most memorable season yet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting. Just that time that we look forward to all year long. Just that time to, like you said, unplug.
It's my
get
birthday
out there.
week as well.
Yep.
So
Happy birthday, Chris.
I came back.
How
to a
old are
family
you going to be, Chris?
Let's just say the first 40 years of your life, I heard, is simply research. And the next 40 is you're in it to win it. So you've learned what you need to learn. I'm about to leave my 30s, and it is sweet. Like sweet as a Krispy Kreme donut, or the new donuts at the State Fair, Minnesota State Fair. They are game.
Peaches donuts, they're incredible. Yep. We don't have to do too much State Fair talk. I could talk about that for a while, but I waited in line to get those Peaches donuts at the Minnesota State Fair, and honestly was a little hesitant, thinking like, okay, is the hype actually true? It's true.
Yep.
It's very true.
They were awesome.
Probably the best donut I've ever had.
When I was there, it was strange. It was maybe the nicest day I've ever experienced at the fair. I think it was like 73, maybe 75 degrees. Usually it's 90 some.
Yep.
And it was busy, but you could tell it was only at like 70% capacity of what I was used to. So the lines were, 50% shorter.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
They're manageable. It was great. Yeah, you're able to do more, see more.
But but we do have now to where we're at and what we're talking about, the kickoff. The weather has changed. I landed this morning in Minneapolis, leaving from Montana. It was 90 some degrees like 90ish degrees in Montana yesterday, and then warm and beautiful today, clear skies all weekend for the trip. I get here, full thunderstorms and
Yep.
lightning, rain, and you can tell game on. Let's go. So I went down.
Yeah.
First thing I did after seeing my family is I went down and I started sorting out my bird ammo.
Oh,
Like
yeah. So
I'm getting
proud
it
of
all
you.
ready.
I'm so proud of you. That's amazing.
Have you sorted and kind of put your stuff ready to go for this weekend yet?
No, not really, because I'm still finishing up one of our duck boats. Actually, once soon as we're done recording, I gotta go do a few things. It's close, but I have a couple days left to get it finished up for the weekend. But yeah, I haven't really sorted any of my gear. I mean, it's all in its bins and everything. It'll take me 10 minutes to get my stuff together.
My
Yep.
wife organized my office and all my hunting gear that's been sitting out since spring bear hunting.
Oh
It's
wow.
she got a table. Everything is like my bins are all there. It looks like I'm at a retail store now.
And
I don't know what to say.
you trusted her to organize your hunting gear?
You know what? She didn't do anything that was she killed it
Okay.
because I had stuff
Awesome.
specialized in bins and kind of arranged. I
Mm,
had done a light organization before I
a
left.
light organization.
And
Okay.
then she cleaned up the stuff behind me. You see some of the streamers, but can you see my antelope with the birthday hat on it? See it right there?
Yeah.
And so I got these sitting all around. My daughter was gung ho to be like, "Dad, look at all these presents I got you. I did it. It was awesome." So yeah, I'm. So from a standpoint, we got our two boats. We're kicking off this weekend,
Yep.
our hunting season. I know that my brother-in-law is going with us, and I haven't heard from.
Oh, Taylor's coming.
Yep, I haven't heard
Okay.
from Matt or Jordan yet, but I also haven't inquired.
I believe
But
I believe Jordan's coming. He's
okay,
confirmed.
cool. So we're up to four. Kevin's also in,
Okay.
right?
So 5.
I haven't talked to him, but he gave us the confirmation previously.
Yeah.
I assume that's where it's going to lay.
Yeah, I'm not aware of a 6th. So,
With that, I got 4-shot, a thing of BBs ready to go, and I got all my dove load
sweet.
ready to rock and roll as well. So I got 6 boxes. I
Mhm.
think that should be sufficient.
Of dove load? Yeah, I think that should be fine. You can only shoot 15 birds, Chris.
I know, but you know how it goes. You
Yeah, I
know
do.
how it goes getting out there if it's traditionally like it's been on the good years, which I assume it will be because the weather's been still warm up to now. So they
Yeah,
should still be hanging out.
if I'm being honest, I've been a little worried the past week or so just because there's been one cold front that's already moved through. We're starting a new cold front tomorrow. And so I'm a little nervous that maybe some of the doves have already started migrating south at this point cuz it's been a cool end of summer as compared to normal. But I am hopeful that that's going to mean that the teal flight in migration has already kind of is going to be kind of in full swing by the time
Yeah, because they're coming
we're
from the
hunting.
north.
And teal are the first ducks to migrate typically. So hoping that that's going to be good. And fingers crossed the doves are still kind of sticking around. But I mean, as soon as they get a cold snap, they don't stick around very long. So we'll see. But regardless, it's gonna be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, Dove opened up on September 1st. We're recording today, September 2nd. So Dove opened probably pretty much everywhere September 1st. There's been some archery seasons across the country that have already opened up for, um, like early season mule deer. Some elk seasons opened up yesterday. Elk archery seasons have opened already, and yeah, it's mainly archery seasons that are opening, but bow seasons are opening everywhere. So, man.
So jumping into like the spirit of openings,
Mm-hmm.
openers, any fond memories from the past and expectations for this weekend's opener?
The opener that comes to my mind was one of our trips to Wyoming. We were hunting antelope because no, we didn't fill a tag on opener. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we filled the tag on opening day, didn't we? No, nope. You're right. I'm thinking one of
We spent
our mule deer trip. I'm thinking about our mule deer hunt.
2 days out there,
Yep. I filled my
hiked
mule deer
back.
tag on opening day. That was super fun. Yep. So that's what I was remembering. They all blend together after a while, but yeah, that was memorable. The evening of opening day. And then, oh man.
getting on the board is awesome. And how many days are we going out early this time?
We'll get out there the day before. We're leaving the evening 2 days before, but we'll get out there the day before. So we'll have a day to kind of get into where we want to be and scout and that kind of stuff.
Really excited to put our new SIG auto stabilizing binders
To the test
no,
on
not
some
to the
deer.
test, because we already used them for elk season,
Right. We've already tested them.
but just get them working again.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
They're such a joy.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
such a joy.
I am. It's not even confidence. It is. I am like locked in
Mm-hmm.
from an excitement standpoint. From I'm visual. Like my mind already knows that if I'm getting something in my sights, I'm spot on and I'm not missing. I'm
Yeah.
that dialed in.
We only
And
had him for our spring black bear hunt, so I'm really excited to put him through the paces for like a whole hunting season now. Different
yeah,
applications and stuff.
I'm talking about like success rates. I have never felt the way I do right now going into a season. Granted, not one game animal could appear in front of me for every single season, but I have never been more confident that I'm going to be 100% successful.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's an important part of hunting, especially like the excitement of opening weekend. Like you have to have this excitement and this confidence. Otherwise, like, why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Like, get hyped,
I
guys.
think it's all the hunts and places we're going that we have lined up. We've been there before and we understand the terrain, the topography. We understand where we're going to set up, how to set up. We understand the game that's there or that's
Mm-hmm.
been there in the past. So going into it, we are not figuring out anything for the first time, and that has bred a confidence and an ease to every single hunt that we have planned and I have planned. So
Yeah.
granted, I haven't been to South Dakota and I am doing a South Dakota hunt, but everything the guys have chatted with me about, it's like lights out opportunity. And we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
doing walleye fishing
Oh, that's super fun.
later in the day. So if we do go a late season, it'll also be some pheasant stuff if we go back, because
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the light tentative plan right now.
Yep.
And they got dogs, and some of the guys live out there, so the scouting's already been done. It's like, and I've seen the past stuff of their success. So
Yeah.
with that all said, um, why don't you give just a maybe a general timeline of some of those kickoffs, something that you would have loved to be doing, like one of the kickoffs, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
down the road next year, the year after some points build up. And then let's just remind, well, I can just do it right now, but guys, check the regulations. I'll
Yeah.
just say that.
They
Check the
change.
regulations
Yep.
from what has changed or been updated.
Yeah, I mean, for example, the unit that we're hunting in Wyoming this year has a antler point restriction this year. Hadn't had that previously, so I'm glad I checked those regulations. I checked them just the other day and saw that. I mean, granted, so the point restriction, it's the deer has to have 3 points on each side, so it has to be a 3x3, which probably would have been
And
our goal
a point is
anyway.
quantified at longer than an inch, right?
Correct, an inch or longer. So it has to have three points on each side, which we probably wouldn't have shot anything smaller than that anyway, but it's a good thing to know. And
Mhm.
we've potentially added guys to our hunting group too. And so that means more tags to fill, and that means we have to find more mature deer. So it means we might have to be a little more mobile and move around more. But in terms of seasons opening, I mean, like I mentioned before, it's like mostly archery seasons that are open right now. As when we're talking about big game, you've got some migratory birds, or your early teal season that's opening up kind of all over the country, specifically in the northern part of the country because they're going to start migrating soon. But man, I guess the thing I'm missing a little bit is I really haven't done a whole lot with my bow the past 2 seasons, and so I am looking forward to hopefully next year maybe doing an archery hunt out west, maybe a elk hunt or something like that, because we have in a couple states we're going to have enough points to draw the elk tag that we want, and so then it's just a matter of deciding, well, do we want to do an archery hunt or do we want to do a rifle hunt? And we've been doing a lot of rifle hunts the past few years, so it might be good to
You know,
dust off the
I
old bow.
will say, because Minnesota repealed the line and the way that figures itself out moving into
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out.
We're definitely doing archery, and because we can do, for the first time ever, at home rifle hunting.
Yeah,
And that
that's
means
true. Very good point.
you and I can go out and sit, on the edge of the field where we've sat before, and instead of it being a stretch to the hillside, we will be taking, we could chuck a rock. It's going to feel like that and hit the
Yeah,
target.
should be a chip shot with a center fire rifle for sure.
What's even more exciting is we don't have to sit in the stands that are in the woods. You and I could literally sit drinking a soda on the opposite side.
It almost feels like cheating.
I don't know, but like, we're talking about, I want to put meat in my freezer.
Mm-hmm.
I have no meat right now. I'm like down to nothing. So
Same. My freezer is empty. It's got store-bought meat.
yep, I got some wild caught tuna out of San Diego,
Okay.
given to me by my brother-in-law, which was really fantastic. So that was cool. And then the in-laws donated some of the additional ground beef from the cow that we all went in on, that they hadn't used up yet. So we're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now, though.
I've got some wild turkey in my freezer still, but that's about it. And that's I haven't harvested a turkey in 2 years. That turkey's got to be 2 years old.
Dude, I got to our place out west that we were just at, and some of the guys were seeing some of the first bulls and elk herd there of the season, because they've been up high all season. And there's, I don't know, I saw 15 turkeys right out front next to the pool, and then we're hiking back. I mean, where it was super uncared for, just by the nature of how it's a long situation, but they really spent a lot of time making this campsite amazing. A lot of effort and hard work, but we hiked up in the canyon, and I got some of the big toms 10 yards from me walking on the canyon wall, and they're just like, and I'm doing the, and they're like, got their necks going up. I'm like, what's going on?
Love it.
Yeah, those turkeys have given us a run for the money the last, 2 seasons?
I know. Well, I mean, just haven't had a ton of time to devote to it. That's been the biggest problem.
But we have shotgun sights now, red dots, so it's game over.
Yeah.
What about gear? Get into gear. Have you done any additional prep? Did you lather your boots yet? And what might you be excluding now going into this season?
Well, I have not lathered my boots yet, Chris, because the boots that I'm going to be wearing for this season, or at least for our Western hunts, are not boots that I will need to lather.
I need to go get a pair, by the way.
You need to do that ASAP and wear them a couple times.
I'll wear them up this weekend. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
We're transitioning from like heavy leather, crispy schnee, that backcountry support, which we approve, and we will stamp our approval on. They're fantastic.
And will continue to use.
Yep.
But in this current situation.
Yeah. We're getting into more of that hiking-esque boot that's a little lighter
weight, more of a synthetic type boot, not quite as bulky, heavy, just because we want to be able to move quicker. And the topography we're going to be in, it's kind of more broken country, badlands, river breaks, and it doesn't require quite the same amount of support as like not like a mountaineering boot. That's not the right term for it, but just a full leather hunting boot, fairly stiff, not a ton of flex. So just wanted a boot with a little more flex. So we're going to be trying the Hanwag Kaha 3s this year.
They look promising.
And I've worn them a few times on some hikes, and still have a video review that I have to release. Haven't done that yet. Just have to have the time to edit. But that'll be coming out, and then I'll be able to have a more in-depth review after hunting in them for like a week. So that's fun. Aside from that, honestly, for this season, Chris, like I feel like this is one of the first years where I really have not bought hardly any gear. At least not since
I've literally bought nothing, and it'll only be a pair of boots.
Yeah, and at least not since, a couple new items for Spring Bear. But I mean, I guess I got a couple weeks ago, I got a synthetic short sleeve shirt from First Light. I got the Yuma, which I had the long sleeve, but I got the short sleeve. Well, I mean, it was on sale, to be fair.
Stop it. You got sucked in.
And it
It's okay.
Well,
You can
I
admit
really
it.
like
You can
the
admit
I
it.
really like what?
You can admit it. You got sucked in.
I mean, I got sucked in, sure, but I wanted a short sleeve in that synthetic because typically when we've gone out to Wyoming in these, even October, we've had days where it's like 80 plus degrees.
Mhm.
So merino is great, but even in that warm of weather, even merino can be a little warm sometimes. So I just wanted like a synthetic base layer to wear for those warmer season hunts. But I've been looking at the forecast in Wyoming where we're going, and it's looking like it's going to be maybe be mid 60s while we're there. So
Yeah, you had mentioned something that I have now completely embraced about the First Light space, and that is there are so many options. And I just say that's fantastic because it gives somebody a real more like custom feel to how they set their gear up and layer, but it also makes layering more confusing than I think it's ever been, especially
mhm.
with their new releases now.
Yeah, they've got like a whole new line of stuff that it's like, is this really doing anything different than what you had before? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe it is in your minds, but like to the consumer, there's too much to choose from. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to see, and this isn't copyrighted or anything like that, but First Light, you should hire me because I got some real concept upgrades for your site. But you should really have some sort of hunting figure, like a body, like that rotates or something like that, where you can actually break down the layering system and attach different products to that mannequin. Let's just say 3D mannequin, and then it gives you the actual like info and breakdown of how that's going to apply within your layering system. You can add some temperature ranges for that, and that would help simplify people's purchasing in such a great way. Because to tell you the truth, when you're looking at stuff and they're like, oh, this is a mid layer, or this is between, this is what this does in a wick fashion, or this is wind cutting, that's fantastic. But once you get a bunch of stuff in your cart, or if you're adding it to what you already have, there is an element of like, I'm a little confused. What is this again? And you look
Hmm.
back at that piece of clothing because you're making fantastic products. I will stand up and wear First Light all day long. I really enjoy how it fits me for one, but I empathize with you because I go in even to the store and I'm like, man, which rack am I looking at? Like
Yeah.
there's five things here that they feel all the same. Like, are they all the same? I can't tell.
Right. They might have slightly different properties, but it's like, is it a big enough difference that I really need to buy the brand new thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of my favorite pants ever made are the Corrugate Foundry pants that
Mm-hmm.
First Light came out with. And then literally a year after they made those pants, they came out with the 308 pants, which I don't own because I picked them up and I'm like, how are these any better than what I already have?
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't buy them and
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't. And I've since bought some Stone Glacier pants because I'm just like, the pants that I bought from Stone Glacier, they do something very different than the pants that I had from First Light.
Yeah.
And so it's just like,
I
I don't
think
know.
to
It's
wrap up
it's
kind of
hard.
like just the clothing space, gear space, I think at this point, not having purchased anything, like I'm purchasing boots out of necessity now.
Mm-hmm.
Out of like I need my legs to actually function lighter than they have
Yep.
been with my current setup. But as far as gear goes, I will only be entertaining buying anything if something's worn out or like a full sleeve gets torn or something like that. And then I'll have to like consider, do I have something to replace it already? And the answer is probably yes. I'll just wear that unless functionally it's not set up to act the way that the damaged item or retired item is going
Yeah.
to work on me. And then that's common sense, but I got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different options now within my clothing rack over here.
Yeah.
And I know you do too, because we borrow gear to our buddies, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually kind of fun.
It can be fun for sure. Yeah. It's like an embarrassment of riches in a way when you're able to give your buddy a piece of gear like, yeah, you can wear that. I probably won't use it. You
No,
know what I
I
mean?
don't even know if it's that. I think it's more like we got giddy about buying some new stuff and we kind of
Mm-hmm.
went a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Like we don't need that, but it'd be really great. And I'll use a vest. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I haven't used like the vest at all.
I told you.
I love the vest though. I do, and it's a solid color, so you can wear it outside. But I
Yeah.
realize the thought of the vest is more practical than the practicality of the vest.
Of the application.
Yes. So preparation tips. Jump into that with just like super high level, check your sights, go shoot, make sure you replace batteries, Anything else that preparation needs to happen like right
Well,
now
we were just
because
talking
we're
about
about to kick off?
clothing. I mean, just think about go through your clothes, check their condition, make sure there's nothing that could have a failure in the field that could, potentially impact your hunt, especially if it's a colder weather hunt. Obviously, right now it's still early in the season, so you're not really having to worry about cold weather. But just go through your gear, check everything out, make sure everything's in working order. And if it's not, either fix it if possible or replace it. Unfortunately, well, most sales are probably ending now. There might be one more sale, kind of sale
November,
movement
right?
in, yeah, kind of, more November time, which is kind of they're kind of transitioning out of hunting season. So, but there might still be some sales open. So if you need to get a gear item for an upcoming hunt, get it while the getting's good because it's just going to get more expensive. Yeah, I think a bunch of places are having Labor Day sales right now. So jump on that. I know Go Hunt has one. Gear Fool has a sale going on right now. I think everything at Stone Glacier is 20% off right now on their website except for backpacks. So yeah, check out your gear, get it ready for the season. If you have multiple hunts coming up, that can be a little more difficult to get super organized because if you have gear that you're going to use for multiple hunts or whatever. But um, yeah, batteries, check batteries. If you haven't shot your rifle in a while, make sure it's still zeroed. If you haven't shot your bow in a while, shoot your bow more and make sure it's all still sighted in and good to go. Make sure your broadheads are sharp. Make sure your fletchings are intact. You don't want to have a loose vein and have it cause you to
You got to
completely
take
miss a
me
deer.
arrow shopping sometime here because I do want to go to the, was it micro shafts or the mid micro? The mid,
Yeah,
mine are a little
yeah.
bit more that thick arrow
You're
shaft
like a
right now.
you're like a standard shaft diameter. You want to go a
Yeah,
little thinner
but
to
I'd
get
have to
better
resight in
penetration.
everything too because the arrows obviously fly a little bit differently.
Yeah, it wouldn't probably be too significant, but yeah, you'll have to recite in a little bit. But yeah, so from a gear standpoint, I think that's pretty much everything. Got to talk a little bit about scouting too. This time of the year, as you're starting to get like right up to your season, I think a really big part of scouting. Hopefully, you've been doing your homework, looking at maps, all that kind of stuff. You have an idea of the lay of the land. But at this point, weather checks are super important. Talk to us a little bit about that, Chris. Maybe specifically has it how it pertains to maybe deer hunting or waterfowl.
Yeah, common sense stuff. Look for sunrise. Make sure you understand the reg for when shooting light is. Don't be that guy that shoots 5 minutes early. Don't be trying to like get an edge or something from a. Everybody has the standard, right? It's been chatted about the DNR shooting lights at 6:37 or something like that.
Yep,
I know people like start shooting. You've heard it. We've all heard it out there. They
like
shoot
two,
four.
3 minutes early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, come on, guys. Come on. What are you setting your watch fast? Like, you have an iPhone now. You know what I
yeah. It's
mean?
not defensible anymore. You can't
Yeah.
be like, oh, my watch was.
So, but yeah, just watch your wind, especially like a lot of bird hunting is starting up. So enjoy yourself too.
Mhm.
Do the legal thing, ethical thing. Set some parameters and guardrails to be successful and to be a hunter that understands what he's there to do, not just blast away and be careless or send shells, over a ridge that you can't see. That type of stuff. We're all out there as hunters. I'm out there. I might be next to you. You might be listening to this, and Peter and I are out there. You want to be safe because what we do does have a cause and effect,
Mhm.
and we want to be safe too. And when people introducing kids and having good interactions with the DNR, with game wardens, like be respectful, like build the community with us. That's what I would
Yeah.
just say for.
Golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. A lot. I think a lot of hunters think that game wardens, conservation officers, that they're out there to get you. They're out there to give you fines. I mean, that is a function of their job. I mean, it's part of what they do, but it's not their goal is not to you know get you in trouble. Um,
We've interacted with game wardens and had interactions where they check our tags. They're like, okay, we're
mm-hmm,
going to see everything, pull them out like that out. We also have had interaction with game wardens where they don't at all, and they're like, hey, let me show you on the map here. I'll give you a little bit of insight because you've asked for it, right? We
mm-hmm.
petition. Hey, I'm not asking, well, we are. We're asking where can we go when we're getting
What have
out
you
here.
seen,
Yeah, what have you
basically?
seen? Where can we be successful? And we're doing it by the book. So we want to honor what is there established for, the linear rules of all of us being out there. And I
Yep.
think they really appreciate that. It makes their job easier, and they become happier individuals interacting with the community.
Yeah,
That's
for
fun. That
sure.
makes it fun.
Yeah. Strike up a conversation with them. Be buddy buddy with them. And to be honest, I mean, we have talked to a game warden or been checked by a game warden almost every single time we've hunted out west.
Which is wild,
I've
by the way.
I've never once talked to a conservation officer while I was hunting in Minnesota. Never
Amen.
once.
I
And I
know.
live here. I live
To be
here and I
fair,
hunt here way more.
we do. Well, no, that's not true. We hunt on WMAs, and
We hunt on public here too.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, we've run into game wardens out there in gas stations, in the field,
yep,
and you know what? Most of them are super stand up, nice guys. They'll show pictures of animals that they've taken because they're a lot of them are hunters too,
yep,
and they'll even give us business cards and say, "Hey, if you have any questions or you need any more guidance or any help, here's my card. Give me a call."
yep.
So it's like they're a resource. They're there to serve you, or they should be. And so don't be afraid to strike up a conversation. The only reason you'd have to be afraid of a game warden is if you're doing something wrong. So just
Yep.
don't do anything wrong. Simple
And
as that.
don't be afraid to, like, that space of like tattling. It's not about tattling. It's like, if people are operating outside of the parameters which we're all assumed to be operating in, there's going to be a cause and effect, and there's going to be pushback. You might tick off a whole unit worth of landowners,
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the community, and it might impact years and years down the road. Like, you're going to screw everyone over. So I know you see that big buck. I know you see the antelope right over the line. Don't bend the rules.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's not
It's
worth
not
it.
worth it.
And you're going to feel a whole lot better when you do get the opportunity and it all worked out the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cool story. So,
Okay, so last minute tips as well. If you're going to be hunting in an area where there's a chance you don't have cell service, I'll tell you right now, go and learn how to download maps on your mapping app, whether
mhm.
it's Onyx, Go Hunt, any of those. Just make sure you have access to offline maps because we've been surprised in some of the areas that where we have service. We've been very surprised that we have service in some of these areas, but then we get to some areas where we think we might have service and we have none. So, rule of thumb, just if you're going hunting, even if you know you're probably going to have service, just at least download the maps. You're prepared in the event that you don't. Super important. Also, have a way to check the weather if you can. There are walkie talkies or radios that can get the National Weather Service channel, and you can get weather updates even if you're kind of off grid. That's one thing you could do. Otherwise, just be sure to check your weather like right before you go out so you at least have an idea of what to expect, and just be prepared for the worst, because especially when you're hunting out on the prairie or something like that, those thunderstorms can pop up out of nowhere, as we've experienced multiple times. Yeah, so Chris, before we wrap it up, what are you looking forward to most for the 2025 season? What are maybe some goals and what are you most excited about?
This is my fullest season I've ever had. Like I mentioned, I'm feeling very present in the moment, and that makes me hyper aware of how my wife is feeling right now, my kids. It makes me aware that I'm be away from them for some of that time. I'm also greatly looking forward to the camaraderie that I get to have again with those I've hunted with, and no new individuals that I haven't hunted with before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so giddy that I was entertaining, should I plan another Montana duck hunt? That's where I'm at, because I'm coming back from this first trip so full of life, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to just share my heart and good things that God created this world to have with everyone. And I want people to just experience how pure, like a little kid, this space can be. So that's what I'm most looking forward to. I'm looking to fill in tags. I'm looking to limiting out. I'm looking to put meat in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to have awesome moments where, we nip a bird at 60 yards because we're like, I can hit that. You're really on, and it goes down and you get to high five your buddy. That type of stuff it makes you feel like a kid when the rest of the year you're working hard to provide for your family and you're focused on everything else but probably enjoying yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm also with that wanting to set my wife and family up for success going into next year. So I'm looking at my calendar. How can I plan for them?
Sure.
Which is a different heart posture than I've experienced up to this point in my marriage and as a father. So maybe it's they're getting a little bit older. So it's not the goo goo dada type space. It's now formulating words and memories and those things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to those things and hunting with you, Pete. We might have for the first time since we ever started a scenario where you and I are going out west, just us two,
Yeah.
and that was our great introduction to the adventure of hunting beyond the borders of Minnesota. So we've been so super invitational up still, and it might not work out to where others get to join us this time. And if that's the case, I think that's going to be really sweet to just be, sniper spotter type setup
Yep.
and helping each other out. And that's what brotherhood is. So what about
Mm-hmm.
you? Give me some of your insight and what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said a lot of it. I've said it before, but I'm really looking forward to filling the freezer this year, just because last year was just terrible. It, if you remember, last year was the year of the bird. I only put birds in my freezer, and as much as I like
But
putting
not a
birds,
turkey. But not a
not,
turkey.
not a turkey, smaller birds, and as much as I like putting birds in the freezer, I also like having venison, and so
Yeah.
um, goals for this year is I would like to put a minimum of 5 big game animals in my freezer. So that would mean probably 2 whitetails, a mule deer, and 2 antelope. That is my goal for this year, and I plan on getting that done. And then birds on top
You
of
and I
that.
both know the confidence level we have currently with the setup in Minnesota to at least put a doe or two in the freezer. We'd
Yeah.
prefer to shoot a adequate mid-level size buck and up to where
Mm-hmm.
we're proud of. But I also know that we've seen some very, very nice wall mounters in the field. And now knowing, like I said, going back to where we've been, we kind of know how they operate and where they sit and kind of a little bit of that behavior in that unit. So I think our eyes are going to be a little bit more particular and precise about what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be a little bit more patient than we have been in the past because we also know that in Minnesota, in our backyard and stomping grounds, I think I've been more confident than ever.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Well, we're just getting more experience too, further along in our hunting journey, hunting career, and so there is instilled confidence for sure.
mm-hmm,
And then yeah, just the camaraderie, man. Like I'm so excited to in a year that's been this has been one of the busiest years of my life, and so I am really looking forward to truly unplugging and just not thinking about work and not thinking about all these other responsibilities I have going on. I know they're going to be there for me when I get home, but yeah, just in a really stressful year, not necessarily in bad ways. I'm really looking forward to unplugging and just having some time with bros and being in nature and just listening to the silence, which
mm-hmm.
sounds funny, but silence has a sound, and it's like in this stage of life, it's a very, very beautiful thing.
I'm pretty excited because initially there was kind of you weren't planning at all to join on a fishing trip that I'm going on. And to have you going on that and to be on the river, I know that one of the days I'm like, Pete, let's just go catch some fish together. Best friends, lifelong friends. There's three types of friends. There's the lifelong friends, there's the seasonal friends, and then there's like the opportunist friends or like acquaintances. Those momentary friends where something's like really impactful and you're like you admire them and it's like wow, but you never get acquainted with them. You only get a couple lifelong friends
Yep,
and
it's
you
true.
only probably find a lifelong friend or two every couple seasons of life. For me, it's like I got one a decade so far. So I got Micah when I'm a kid. I got Chris Simula when I'm in my 20s. And then I got you when I'm in my 30s. And I'm about to enter my 40s. And I'm like, man, this is just
Who
getting
knows
better.
what's going to
This
happen?
is just getting better. But that's cool because I just was on the trip with my childhood best friend, and you and my other buddy, my two other lifelong friends, you're for sure in, and he might be in. So just like to have a hunting season or fall season where I get to spend time with each of you, because both the other guys, one lives way out of state, and like almost never see him. I talk to him almost every week. The other guy travels a lot. You live an hour and change north of me, but I get to see you the most. But now that we could all end up on one of these trips is pretty special for me. So
Yeah, it's super fun. Super fun. But yeah, so guys, it's our Super Bowl right now. We're starting. And I couldn't be more excited. I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you go into this season thinking about what it means to you, setting some goals, whether you attain them or not. I pray you do, and just let the season come and just take it in, because it goes way faster than you think, and before you know it, you're gonna be staring at the calendar and thinking, oh man, it's another 9 months till hunting season. So just take it as it comes. I wanted to end the episode. Now this is, kind of unusual for us, but I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be too unusual a thing, but I want to say a prayer for all of you that are listening. Chris and I are both very spiritual people. We're Christ followers. We're not ashamed of that. We'll never hide that. But I want to say something called the Hunter's Prayer. I was reading it today, and I was thinking, you know what? I think I want to read this on the podcast. And so, for any of you who's listening, whether you're driving in your car, or maybe you're at your desk at work, or maybe you're working in the garage at home, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, just want you to hear this. This is a prayer specifically for you from Chris and I. So I'm just going to read it, and then we're going to end it. Sound good, Chris?
sounds great.
All right. God, thank you for your creation, for the land that sustains us, the game that feeds us, and the hunt that blesses us. Grant us wisdom to be safe. Grant us the patience for a clean shot, so that we might be good stewards of every life you give. Amen.
Amen.